Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you so much for being here. I am feeling extremely grateful to you all, new and returning viewers, and welcome to my Sun Sign Love Series, where, if you're new, welcome. I will do a small introduction about it. I'm actually picking two sun signs and then I read the connection or the love connection, which can be on all different levels, from friendship to our significant other, to our new relationship that started, family, you know, the list goes on, but it's all coming from love. And so that's what I'm focusing on. Now, last month, what I did was I randomly picked two sun signs with my astrology wheel, you know, tossing the dice and wherever it landed. And then this month, I'm doing a little more streamlined. I'm actually going from Aries to Pisces in a row for the first sun sign, and then I randomly picked the second sun sign. So let's do that now. I have that on the Virgo, which is what time we're on today, which is what's next. Oh, and Aries. That's so funny. Actually, I already did that. I have to redo it. See, that's why I kind of do this ahead of time. That was the first one I did in the month because I had a request. What do we have? Gemini. Beautiful. Okay, Virgo and Gemini. All right, so I'll set that aside. And what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about each sign and, you know, the personality, some of their traits, their strong points, and their differences, and why I think that this has been, for as long as I've studied, and way before that, of course, a compatible sign that you definitely see. In fact, I can think right off the bat, there's at least half a dozen people I know that are in marriages and or friends that have this sign, this combination. So I like to express that to you. And then I go on to your Tarot Oracle reading and what's going to be happening for today, which is July 6th and onward through the month. Now, I always like to make it clear, this is a general reading and it's only about the sun sign. The sun sign represents the personality specifically. It's where the sun was shining, you know, and came through that day you were born, that month. Every, you know, month has a different astrology sign assigned to it. Right now we're in the Cancer series, season. And so that's really about what we like, you know, what makes us feel good, what we like to wear, the jobs that we tend to gravitate towards, and certainly the people and personalities we're attracted to. So I always say, we're attracted and can get along to everybody. But if you do a little homework, which I did years ago and then just went from there, it just blew open, is just for the sake of, you know, where you are in your life right now. Check and see who the friends you've kind of been with. Find out what their birthdays are if you don't know. Or if you do know, just kind of do the math, because inevitably you're going to find that there's two, maybe three sun signs that you have been constantly attracted to and just always have had really good times with, you know, because like I said, yes, you can have good times, but the ones that you want to be around the most, the ones you want to make a commitment to, that's a different story. So once again, it's a simple, you know, kind of explanation, but it just goes deeper and deeper once you start unraveling and opening up the unbelievably beautiful diagram and, you know, understanding that you can get from astrology. So I'm also going to be doing the shuffling as I go along because I like to make sure they're really, really shuffled. And we'll get into that part later. But let's start with Virgo. Virgo is an earth element. Virgo is a grounded sign. They are generally very, they can be kind of quiet and reserved. They can be definitely very practical, hardworking, dedicated. They are incredibly analytical, intelligent. They are very giving, and they really seek to know more and understand things. I mean, that's the epitome of them. They are the sign of consciousness. They also represent the Virgo or Virgin, as it were. So it's kind of this innocence in where they just want to understand things like a child and just, you know, dig deep, and no matter what the topic or the career or the relationship. They're going to undig and dissect as much as they possibly can to get to everything they can possibly know about it. They are incredibly, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think of the words. They're intelligent in the sense that they have very good memories and clear kind of headspaces a lot of times. I mean, there's always going to be variables depending on if they've slept enough and so forth. But as a whole, they have this really crystal kind of clear way of thinking, and people love that. And they kind of rely on the Virgo to set the plans up ahead of time, because that's what the Virgo is going to do. They're usually way ahead of the game, ahead of the curve. They're looking into things and figuring out the ledger, if you will, the book of their life of, debits and credits, and kind of making sure that everything is working out just right, certainly in regards to their family, their relationships. Very, very devoted and very caring. I've never met a Virgo that did not put their heart and soul into whatever it was that they were pursuing, and just so reliable and really good at what they do. I'm just saying, they're just really, and they're going to make sure of that. Now, the Virgo is a mutable sign, so they're very adaptable and very capable of getting comfortable in most scenarios. They're just able to do that. It's an innate characteristic of theirs. They also are ruled by the sign of Mercury, so they're very much in their mind, very much thinking about things. Mercury is the sign of communication, commerce, analytically, our minds, our brains, our intelligence, the way we speak and communicate, the way we learn and understand, and how we digest that. One of the things about a Virgo, though, that I think they would be readily willing to admit is they can be very critical of themselves. They're really very strict with themselves. So you want to make sure that they're kind of keeping themselves in a place of light and upliftment. And that has a lot to do with who you hang around with. So that's important, which is what we're getting to. So now you have, what else can I say? You're a feminine sign. The duality is feminine. And what else? I mean, the grounded, natural kind of thing. Now you're going to say and speak your mind, and you're going to be authentic, which is also beautiful about earth signs. You're getting the real deal. There's no facade. That can be, I find it a beautiful thing. And depending on what your sun sign is and how you react to that sort of thing is how compatible you are. Many Virgo friends I've had in my life. And so it's just a beautiful, like I said, grounded, reliable, steadfast, hardworking, caring, and devoted sign. And so then we go on to the the Gemini. Gemini is the air element. So you've got air right now and you've got earth, right? Gemini is also a mutable sign. So you have that ability with the two of you. You kind of work, and you can adapt with your conversations. You can adapt with your circumstances, where you live, the people you hang out with varies. It doesn't matter. You have that beautiful connection with that. And that's really good. It's an important category for, compatibility. And then also Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So the two of you have that planet that is so important for your thinking and your mind and your analytical sense, which air quality absolutely is about. They're all about the thoughts. They're all about how they come across. And particularly, I would say, out of the three air elements, which are Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, Gemini pretty much rules the analytical thing. They love to converse. They love to speak about pretty much anything, because they are very knowledgeable and they are interested in knowing about everything. That's what kind of lights them and keeps them moving and motivated. And that's once again, the ability to communicate information. They are fun-loving. They're sociable, changeable. They got that duality, but it's because they can see both sides. They love fairness. They love truth. They are fun and witty and vivacious, and they kind of keep that part of Virgo that's, you know, more grounded. They can kind of perk them up a bit, you know, kind of lure them into maybe changing even more than they might. But at the same time, what is great is that air can be up here and just moving all the time, right? That's what air represents, and we need it to survive, but we certainly need the ground, and we certainly need that stability. That beautiful Virgo aspect comes in and says, whoa, get over here. Come on down, come on back to earth a little bit, and they help to ground them. And that gives a Gemini that sense of security that maybe they themselves, you know, as much as they love learning and thinking and stuff, they're not necessarily someone that's always feeling like they have a place that they can hold on to, or, you know, that security. I think it's something they're always seeking, you know, and certainly in relationships. So it's a beautiful opposition kind of combination that works really well. What else? What else can I say? Yeah, just a friendly, you know, friendly, beautiful, loving and trusting kind of relationship with each other. You can speak about anything to each other, and you're always wanting to have conversation. And as I've said before, you have your sun sign, and that's like a first impression, and that's very important because it's about what you both like, and, you know, how you want to live and the places you want to go, and do I like to travel, and the various things like that on an outward kind of social aspect. Then the moon is a whole different thing, right? So if you're knowing about that sun sign connection that you have, and if your moons are compatible, your rising or ascendant are compatible, your Venus, certainly, that's all about your sexual chemistry. I mean, that's a huge ingredient, right, in our relationships. But the Mercury, the planet of Mercury, the communication is so essential. And it's yes, sexually communication can be done that way, but you know what I'm speaking of. In the end, even if all the other things are really beautiful and there's that great chemistry and so forth, that's undeniable, and certainly is happening with the Virgo and Gemini. Absolutely. And even if it isn't physical, truthfully, it's this mental attraction. You know, that's their foreplay, man, that be able to have that good communication and that rapport with each other, always wanting to learn more and understand each other. And like I said, that Virgo is going to make sure that she's doing everything, or he can, to make it work. There's that long-term permanence there that's going to keep Gemini home. So, but anyway, the absolute compatibility of communication is essential. So anyway, that's basically a little bit about the two of them. And what I do now is I read you your tarot reading for today and moving forward. And I like to do it under 4 major categories, and we've definitely shuffled these plenty. So I will explain it as I go along. Bear with me one moment as I kind of set this up for you. Beautiful. A lot of repeats that I'm getting so far. As I'm speaking, we just had the lunar eclipse, third of 3 eclipses in a month's time, from June 5th to July 5th, which was yesterday, and it was in Capricorn. So the Virgo specifically in this combination most definitely would resonate with that, and there's that grounded feeling again. That's serious, regimented kind of let's really organize our lives, because it's been really shaken up. And we're also in the sun season of Cancer that I mentioned, and that was the second eclipse. And that's about our emotions, that's about our connections, that's about our heartfelt desires, and filling our cups and sharing that love with others, sharing the compatibility together, working things through, talking things through, just really feeling strong in that category. And that's going to be felt a lot. Now, those eclipses, our next series will be starting in December, January, and the eclipses will definitely have an effect on you for months to come, upwards of 6 months, sometimes longer. So whatever it was, the storyline that's been revealed, sometimes it happens right away, sometimes you have to wait. know that with us being in retrograde season still, we're still waiting for a lot of the answers. And this reading will kind of bring to light what those answers may be, what you've already experienced, and the beauty of what's coming forth, because there's big changes still. But don't feel like you have to rush into any of these feelings or these energies that you're feeling, okay? Some are going to be longer lasting. You may not feel it right away, like I said. Give it some time. Come back at the end of the month. Check it out and see. But know that we are all absolutely divinely guided at all times, and there's great love. And when we think and feel that way as much as possible, and really, really purposefully think in those ways, that's when the magic happens. And that's why I'm doing this for you, and that's what the upliftment is that I like to bring, the encouragement and the continual faith and trust, as things unfold. We get through our challenges. We have up to this point, right? You can probably think of many other ones you've had and you've thought, whew! But in power and numbers and your connection together, we'll get it through even more so. So yes, we had that lunar eclipse. You might even still be feeling it. It was a full moon, so that really illuminates situations and culminates things. So things are ending and the new cycle's beginning. The new moon is on the 20th, so that's another new aspect to everything. But let me do one thing for you. I like to start by doing what your foundation is. And that's kind of the catalyst of the month, and what's happening right now for you. Oh, we have the star. Oh my gosh, what's interesting? That represents Aquarius. And Aquarius is a sister sign to Gemini. So there's a lot of air. There's a lot of hopes. There's a lot of sticking to our dreams, not letting go for a moment. Yeah, we've had disillusionment. I don't think anybody hasn't. I would be lying to say that I haven't. But I can honestly tell you that as I'm still not working as a massage therapist and still waiting, I am not believing for a moment that it will not come back in some form. Yes, it'll be different, but it's okay. It's what my desire is. It's what for 19 years I've done. And in the meantime, holding on and knowing for the two of you that you've got great aspirations coming up, good, beautiful, energetic guidance is coming through. This is when we need to stop and really listen, though. Because with the retrogrades, like I said, nothing's going to move too quickly this month, yet again, but it goes forward. Mercury retrograde, which has affected the two of you because it's Mercury, right? And that's all about a communication. So you may have had a little bit of strain on that. Hang tight, okay? Because that's changing. And then words will make more sense, and our mix-ups will be understood a little better. I'm constantly tripping over my words these days. I've made mistakes that I'll go into at some point, but I don't really need to. It's all doable. We just work through it, and we pick ourselves up, start over again, resend an email that we made a mistake on, whatever it is. There's great change and dreams that are coming through. Hold on to that. Never let go of that. The persistence of the two of you is, I have no question in my mind that you're hanging in there. Absolutely. You're optimistic and you want that. So the first category is always the overall energy for the month and today. And you have the 8 of Pentacles. Wow. Well, 8 is about manifestation. It is about prosperity. It is one of the most magical and abundant numbers of the numerology. And the Pentacles, that's the earth quality, that's the Capricorn, let's get things right, let's get things steady, let's get things straight in our minds. We've got Saturn, the taskmaster, the restrictive energy, yes, but the guidance in making sure that we're working forward. We're going forward in a methodical, but a way that's going to actually end up being far better for us, instead of just like going off the beaten path and not really having a direction. That's what Saturn does. It went into retrograde into Capricorn like just recently in the last 3 days. So a lot of earth energy. Virgo, you get this, you're feeling it. And it's really a beautiful thing, because we need to really see for ourselves, what is it we want for our future? What is that dream? And how do I go about it so that it's going to stay there and it's not going to fall apart? It's going to bring that security. It's going to bring that, all the elements that are important, in our lives, our work, our careers, our homes, all the things that are our earthly necessary goods, that's pretty much. And the 8, it's happening. It's already happening. In fact, you've probably been working all this time, is what the message is. In some capacity from home or what have you. That's very clear to me, but it's just going to bring in more and more. So if there's been a slowdown in your finances, know that's changing, okay? And I've already been hearing myself. I listen to very little. I kind of be very discriminating on what I listen to. But more money's coming in for a lot of things, and people that have been waiting are not going to have to wait too much longer. Beautiful energy. Beautiful, positive, uplifting energy for you. Now, the next card and category is under the category of possible blessings or obstacles. You have the 2 of Swords. There you come into the picture. First, you've got the Virgo standing in its energy, and now we have the Gemini, because this is the air quality, the Swords, our thoughts. We have a crossroad. We have some choices to make. Or 2, you're in a relationship. You're like, okay, what do we do as a couple now? What can we do moving forward? How can we express to so-and-so in our lives, this is what we choose to do, this is our truth? How can we take in what we're hearing now and truly decipher what is true and what is not? Because it's all about being truthful. It's all about bringing to the light, cutting out quite swiftly the things that are just not true for us, not working. Communication is key in this. Money enters into it too, equilibrium, of course, balance, fairness, justice, all of those enter into when you see the air element. People that are Libras, Aquarians, and Geminis could be a part of your life. And that could be family or, work related in some way, many different ways, but that's a prominent energy, and it's good. Making that, the only obstacle is that you've maybe had a, maybe difficulty in making a decision, but you're going to. And I'm hoping you're taking this time when you know you can't go much further ahead. It's just the way it is right now. You can try to fight it, but if you do and you get a little step, it may be, 1 step up, 2 steps back, who knows? But that's so short-lived now. This is what you need to think about. You're making the decision that you've probably thought about for a while now. And you have that beautiful energy from the Capricorn, solidifying, permanent, kind of energy that can last for years and years to come. That's what you have on your side. And Jupiter's in there too. He's part of the retrograde mix, but Jupiter's always a beautiful influence, expanding our lives and giving the opportunities. It's sprinkled in there as well. So Earth is Earth, and it's going to change next year, boy. Whoo, it's going to be all about air. And that's a whole different story. We'll get to that then. But know that this is, it feels good. It feels secure. And both of you want that. Both of you want to make sure that you are, have that roof over your head and the food in your stomach for yourself, your families, and you're working together on this. You're giving it a lot of thought. The next category is under the category of love. And the 2 of you, and what's happening? What's the main focus? Knight of Pentacles. That security, that grounded energy is really coming through for you. It's a slower energy. Information's coming about your finances and your love and how it's going to work for you and how together you're going to build and save. And I don't know, it could have to do with, in addition to the relationship, Virgo, it could be a Taurus or Capricorn, very, very prominent in your life. But this is about building your foundation that you love together, And just really knowing that even if it takes longer than you thought, don't hold on to the foundation star dream. That's going to make it all holistically a beautiful transpiring that's taking place. This is the slowest moving night, but it is the most permanent, and it does last the longest. So sit back for a little while longer and believe. And in the meantime, just love each other and spend some time, extra time with each other. Go camping. I think you both could appreciate that. Nature, it's something that's beautiful and healthy, and something I think you both share as well. And even if it's glamping, Gemini, it's all good. Could be Virgo, I don't know. You know, it's just this is steady. I love it because everything's been kind of in flux. So with that, once again, that permanent kind of feeling of, yes, I feel stronger now. I've got that beautiful guidance coming in. I've got that support from myself, my partner, and the universe. You can't go wrong. And then the next category is under the category of finances. And then we have the fire. We have the 10 of Wands. 10 represents new cycles. The Wands tells me right now that yes, it's fire, it's motivation, it's all of our responsibilities, our duties, our jobs, our, just our families, all the things that we take on in order to continue improving and, working towards betterment and so forth. It's been a fair amount, I think. I think there's been a lot more going on in people's lives, in their homes, where maybe more responsibilities within their homes and of course in their outside world as far as their jobs and the changes that have come through. But the new cycle's coming, so the fiery part with Aries, Mars entered Aries. That is such, it's so comfortable in Aries, and it's exalted in Aries. So for 6 months, including a retrograde of Mars in Aries, every one of us is going to start feeling this more motivation, as things open up slowly and we're safe and we're careful, but determined, which the two of you are, so you're already ahead of the game. You're going to be hearing more information, like I said, and there's going to be more opportunity to make money because you'll be the movement is happening now. And possibly, job promotions come into mind. Stepping up to another level, another authority level, because this is, like I said, responsibility more maybe than you were having before. But you're open for the challenge. It's time. I think a lot of you have been kind of chomping at the bit, and so yes, beautiful information about money and knowing. It's showing a person basically planting some acorns and just knowing that what you start now, moving forward in this new direction now, whatever that is going to reap huge benefits, but you're needing to be that patient person. And then slowly but surely that money is going to come in, and the love you have for each other is going to really, really solidify a lot of things. Love really helps us in so many ways. And just that understanding and that acceptance of ourselves, as clear communication as we can have with the Aries, Mars and Aries, it's going to be, challenging at times for people that kind of just lose it. There's been so much emotional aspects happening, not just because, of everything that we're dealing with the sheltering and so forth, but just the emotion of the Cancer energy all month and the new moon. There's just really heartfelt, which I love, but sometimes it's overwhelming, and then people can be losing tempers during the time that Mars is in Aries. But take that breath. Recognize that you don't ever want to ever say things that you don't mean to, because those things can be hard to forget about. But I don't really see that in your situation at all. And everyone's in it coming from a different place, so there's great love there. Next, I want to read to you the category of money and the law of attraction. It is an energy. Just like everything we see and everything we are is energy. You know how you feel that person coming in a room, and that's all part of the connection that you have and why you were attracted to each other to begin with. But this tells us that what we think about our money really decides on how it's going to come in or leave our lives, pretty much. This is Abraham Hicks, and they're amazing, and their information is just so important and so universal. It's for all of us. And you have number 40. Number 4 in numerology, take away the 0, is stability again. It's the 4 walls that surround us and keeping them strong and secure and permanent. So that's really in sync with everything we've been reading. I can set my own standards for financial well-being. Okay. Yep. Once you are able to achieve and constantly maintain your personal alignment, a great deal of money will flow into your experience, if that is what you desire. Do not let others set the standards about how much money you should have or about what you should do with it. For you are the only one who could ever accurately define that. Come into alignment with who you really are and allow those things to flow into your experience that life has helped you know that you want. Isn't that beautiful? That's that co-creation going on at all times. Who you really are. You know, not what you're affected by the things and people. When you sit and you recognize within yourself who you really are, you're an incredible light being of energy, and you manifest every moment. And this is what it's saying. You can bring in great abundance, you know, unlimited abundance. So then next we're going to go into the category and the card of Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. She's awesome. She also has a channel if you ever want to check her out. She doesn't pay me to plug her. I'm just saying, there's so many people I love. The Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention, detachment. There you go with your 10 again. That's the new cycle again. This is so prominent for you too, because I don't know what that's about exactly other than what it's saying, but I feel like this huge new transformation, new level, new beginning in a relationship that's been together forever, or maybe the new beginning of this relationship, which is also exciting and has a lot of great effects during the Mars Aries thing, because it's very sensual and sexual, and it creates that kind of energy too. I had to say it. So this is 10, and the arrow is like pointing to what you want, pointing to that star, and making sure that it does not deter itself in any way, but continues to go straight for what you're wanting. So I'll read to you what it says. This is just for the two of you. And I hope you can resonate and understand and really feel this in your energy. The Arrow Master appears to help you target your intentions and teaches you how to shoot straight for the stars. Honestly, I haven't memorized them, but it's just a natural feeling of, you know, the intuition there is pretty strong. The message is to be deliberate about focusing your dreams and desires with intention and about aligning your intention with spirit. Then let them fly on the wind, directed by the divine, until they reach your goal. That's right. The only way to hit the target is to allow the arrow of your intention to fly unencumbered by your eagerness to see it travel exactly the way you want it to go. You may think it needs to veer a certain way to reach your goal, but in the invisible realms, human power cannot make this happen. The divine has its own idea of how the arrow flies and upon what wind it's carried. Nonetheless, if you don't shoot, you'll never score. This is a fortunate message as long as you remember the law of detachment. If you do, then be assured that you're on the right path. I really like that because I'm always working on that. I have great attachment issues. Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to let go of pretty much anything, and I've recognized that as I've gotten older, and I think you come to a place of peace and understanding that that's essential that you do that, because you have to carry on with things that are taken away in your life, and they are going to be taken away. Parts of my body have been taken away, people I've known, you know, circumstances that I held so true and dear to myself. And then something came up in its place. It's just an open door and a closing door and that kind of whole, you know, scenario. But the last card is your Super Attractor Manifestation card. Purple box. This is about really, really bringing into our energy of what it is we want and holding it so strongly that it actually becomes reality for us. You know, now I can't say that this happens at the second, but sometimes it literally does. And then the more you put that out and the more you believe, the more it will happen exactly when it's supposed to and needs to. I accept the good things come easily. I accept that good things come easily. I am a super attractor. Look at the star again for you two. Wow. I'm very emotionally happy for you. I feel great. I feel great love, but I feel great possibilities coming. And I don't know what they are, but you need to please let me know if you will. I love hearing that from my viewers. And, you know, this is all about just connecting anyway. I just appreciate and love being able to do something I've loved for more than half of my life. And if you did like it, please push the subscribe button. It's super, super helpful on YouTube, because that's how they allow you to progress and add more content and that sort of thing. But either way, come back regardless, because, you know, I'll be here for you. And take great care of yourselves. Nurture your relationship. I hope it thrives and that you'll stay healthy and well. Until next time, thanks and bye for now.